Hello everyone. Hey, want to check this out? I got this new zero water filter for my birthday with a tester. Yeah, 5 filtration system. Pretty cool and groovy. Anyways, so yeah, I tested our water. It's at like 0.24, which is actually pretty good for the United States. But now we can test down to 0.28, or I mean not 28, 0.08 on the first attempt. So yeah, it's pretty good. Better than all the United States water. But anyways, it even filters out fluoride. 5 filtration, zero water system. Pretty cool. Amazon, give us a flash briefing.
Jamie, here's your flash briefing. In NPR News.
Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Windsor Johnston. Republicans and Democrats are making a last-minute pitch to voters today in the run-up to the midterm elections. President Biden will host supporters at a rally today in Maryland before returning to the White House. Former President Donald Trump will host an event on behalf of Republicans in Ohio. Voting rights advocates in Georgia are suing a county in the Atlanta region for failing to mail more than 1,000 requested absentee ballots. Sam Greenglass with member station WABE has more.
Cobb County election officials say they made a critical error and didn't upload absentee ballot information to a ballot mailing machine for 2 days in October. The ACLU and Southern Poverty Law Center won a court to compel the county to send the ballots by overnight mail and allow extra time to return them. Absentee ballots otherwise have to be returned by the time polls close. For now, the only option is for them to vote in person, but at least some likely won't be able to, either because they're out of town or have health or mobility issues. The voting rights groups say Georgia's new voting law exacerbated the problem because it shortened the timeline to request, receive, and return an absentee ballot. For NPR News, I'm Sam Greenglass in Atlanta.
The International Climate Summit kicked off today in Egypt. In his opening address at COP27, United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres spelled out the scale of the climate crisis to delegates.
The clock is ticking. We are in the fight of our lives, and we are losing. Greenhouse gas emissions keep growing. Global temperatures keep rising.
The speech set an urgent tone as world leaders prepare for 2 weeks of discussions on how to avert the worst of climate change. 4 tons of supplies and science experiments are on the way to the International Space Station after launching this morning from Virginia. Brendan Byrne from member station WMFE reports.
Northrop Grumman's Cygnus capsule is jam-packed with supplies for the astronauts on the International Space Station, including some delayed Halloween treats. It's also carrying more than 1,800 pounds of science gear for experiments on the orbiting lab. That includes ovarian cells from cows that will be used for fertility research, uncovering the challenges of egg development in space that can help prepare for future human settlements in space, and help with fertility treatments here on Earth. Another experiment will build on the station's previous work growing plants in space. It's also delivering a 3D printer that can print human tissue samples. The science supplies and crew cargo will arrive at the station Wednesday. For NPR News, I'm Brendan Byrne in Orlando.
You're listening to NPR News in Washington. Officials say an explosion on board a bus in the southern Philippines has left at least 1 person dead and 10 others injured. The bus was nearing a terminal when a homemade bomb was detonated. Investigators are working to determine if the attackers were from the same armed group that staged similar bombings in past years. The army in the Democratic Republic of Congo is mobilizing young people to fight back against rebels terrorizing civilians in eastern parts of the country. Ishma Fandikwa says the DRC is accusing neighboring Rwanda of supporting the insurgents, a charge denied by the government there.
The announcement by an army general follows a call by DRC's President Felix Tshisekedi for volunteer youth militias to fight M23 rebels. The rebels have fought government forces on and off for years. Since resuming hostilities last month, they have captured swaths of territory and caused the displacement of tens of thousands. The M23 was formed in 2012 to defend Congolese Tutsis against Hutu armed groups. It accuses the government of reneging on a demobilization agreement. Foreign ministers of the DRC and Rwanda held talks to ease tensions over the weekend. For NPR News, I am Ish Mafundikwa in Harare.
Stocks are trading higher at this hour on Wall Street. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 232 points. The Nasdaq Composite also trading higher, up 15. The S&P up 14 points. This is NPR.
Hey, it's Ramteen Arablouei from NPR's Throughline.
Skip. Don't want to hear the commercial.
In NASA news, a Northrop Grumman Cygnus resupply spacecraft is on its way to the International Space Station with more than 8,200 pounds of science investigations and cargo after launching at 5:27 a.m. EST Monday from NASA's Wallops Flight Facility in Virginia. NASA and the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID, signed an agreement Friday strengthening the collaboration between the two agencies, including efforts that advance the federal response to climate change. NASA will participate in the 27th United Nations Climate Change Conference of the Parties, 27 Colombian pesos, in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt, which begins Sunday, November 6th and runs through Friday, November 18th. The COP27 summit brings together countries from around the world to increase ambition by implementing existing goals and strengthening commitments to solutions. NASA is targeting Monday, November 14th, the launch of the Artemis I moon mission during a 69-minute launch window that opens at 12:07 a.m. EST. NASA and the agency's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, JPL, in Southern California, which leads Psyche, shared a response Friday to the results of an independent review board convened to determine why the mission to study a metal-rich asteroid of the same name missed its planned 2022 launch opportunity. In weather. Right now in Seattle, it's 38 degrees Fahrenheit with showers. Throughout the day you can expect more of the same, with a high of 44 degrees and a low of 34 degrees. From NASA,
It's getting colder.
a Northrop Grumman Cygnus resupply spacecraft is on its way to the International Space Station with more than...
Off. Amazon, tell us a good joke.
When does a hippo have a tusk? After some rhinoplasty.
Yeah, that's not cool. Amazon, tell us a bad joke.
What do you call a pair of banana peels on the floor? Slippers. Whoops.
Right, okay. Well, be careful out there, folks. Don't get flipped. Peace. Have a wonderful, beautiful time wherever you are. Peace, love, prosperity.